Hi everyone, it's Louise back again with another video. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so excited about the launch of the new Xboxes and PS5 next month. However, the games for these consoles are set to be between £50 and £70. Yes, I did just say £70. The good news is that on the current gen, you can pick up some really good games for not a lot of money. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you 5 awesome Xbox One games that you can buy for £5 or less. First up is Titanfall 2, which in my opinion is one of the best first-person shooters on the Xbox One. I think it was overlooked at the time because of other AAA releases like Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Battlefield 1, but I would really recommend this game for both its single-player campaign and multiplayer experience. With regards to the campaign, it's got a superb, well-told story which really explores the bond between pilot and Titan. The graphics are amazing and it plays particularly well on the Xbox One X where it runs at 60 frames per second. The combat is also very satisfying and there's a good mixture of fighting with your Titan or on your own. When you're in control of the pilot Jack, there's elements of parkour, double jumping, sliding and wall running. But the most fun I had was climbing inside my giant mech called BT and fighting these intense battles against other Titans. This game is so cheap to buy on the Xbox. I picked it up for £3.89 on Music Magpie and can't recommend it highly enough. Give it a go, with such a low price tag, what have you got to lose? Next up is Gears of War 4. A cover-based third-person shooter. As a Gears fan, I was really excited for the release of Gears 4, and whilst this isn't my favourite game in the series, I still really enjoyed playing this one. The gameplay itself is really good and the controls feel very familiar. This time around, the story follows Marcus's son JD and 2 of his long-time friends. The game is set 25 years after the events of Gears 3, and the new threat to humanity's survival is called the Swarm. You also go up against robots called DBs. There's tons of variety when it comes to weaponry, and it's still just as satisfying sawing the enemy in half with your Lancer. There are also some great additions in terms of gameplay. Huge storms make for epic battles, and they also influence the trajectory of certain weapons like grenades and boom shots. I also really loved the intense motorbike escape section, where you have tons of obstacles to dodge whilst you fight to survive. I picked this one up in CEX for £5, which is incredibly good value for a AAA title. The next game that you can pick up for £5 on the Xbox is Halo Wars 2. This is a real-time strategy game set in the Halo universe, and you control your enemies from a bird's eye view. I'd say it's a great title for newcomers to the genre, and I really enjoyed playing this game. It's got some great set pieces and high-end cutscenes. Each level has a main objective with optional objectives like capturing all the bases or rescuing all of the prisoners. But the aim of each level is to construct a base of operations and collect resources to make your infantry and vehicle units. You then send your forces off to attack enemies or defend your bases. As you progress through the game, you get access to different vehicle types, different weapon types and more advanced upgrades. Overall, I found Halo Wars 2 to be a very addictive game with spectacular cutscenes. I'd recommend playing it, and you can pick it up for £5 in CEX. If real-time strategy games aren't your thing, you can pick up Halo 5 Guardians for £5 in CEX. Halo 5 Guardians does everything you expect of an Xbox exclusive game. It's got stunning graphics, amazing cutscenes and an excellent soundtrack. The controls are very responsive and the gameplay feels very smooth with its 60 frames per second graphics. Whilst I preferred Titanfall 2 to this game, I still recommend playing it. It's fun, interesting and fast paced, and you feel like a super soldier when you play it. If you've enjoyed watching this video so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more content like this. Next up, we've got Rare Replay, a compilation of 30 games that span across a 30-year period. Firstly, there's a few ZX Spectrum games which look extremely retro. The graphics are somewhat simpler than what we're used to nowadays, but they're actually quite addictive. You've also got some great N64 games like Banjo-Kazooie, and then there's Conker's Bad Fur Day. Excuse the pun, but this game is nuts. Much to my delight, the original Battletoads game is also on there. This is an extremely hard game, but it's so good. I grew up playing this version of the game, so this one brings back a lot of memories for me. All in all, there's a lot of bang for your buck, as you can pick this up for £5 in CEX. is also exceptionally good value at roughly 16p per game. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.